2024 is slowly coming to an end, and a lot of people like to look back on what the year brought. For the anime community, they like to look at yearly sales figures to determine what was the most popular series of the year in Japan. Recently, Oricon released the top-selling manga in Japan for 2024. Number 10 was Spy Family with 2.6 million copies sold. Spy Family saw a dip in sales this year, despite many people thinking it'll have a big year this year, thanks to Spy Family Code White releasing in theaters in Japan late 2023. But despite that, Spy Family continues to be a popular series, and it cracked the top 10. Number 9 is My Hero Academia with 2.9 million copies sold. This year saw the end of the MHA manga. Some people thought that once the manga ended, you'll see a huge boost in sales, but that was not the case. But even then, it still managed to reach the top 10. Number 8 is Haikyuu with 3 million copies sold. Despite the manga ending for a couple years now, Haikyuu is back in the top 10. That's because the Haikyuu movie, Battle of the Garbage Dump, released in theaters in Japan this year, and it brought back hype for the Haikyuu series, leading a lot of people to want to pick back up the series and read the manga. Number 7 is Kingdom with 3.2 million copies sold. Kingdom continues to be in the top 10 for yearly manga sales in Japan. It's a staple of these rankings along with one other series. This year had a new season for the anime, which may have helped sales a little, but regardless, Kingdom does not need to worry about having an anime to help boost sales. If you're in Japan, a lot of people are reading in Kingdom. Number 6 is Kaiju number 8 with 3.3 million copies sold. Kaiju number 8 finally broke into the top 10, thanks to a large part to the TV anime that came out this year, which a lot of people like. Number 5 is Blue Lock with 3.8 million sold. Blue Lock saw a dip in sales. Blue Lock went from the best-selling manga of 2023 to the 5th best-selling manga of 2024, which should not be really a surprise, since a lot of people were buying old volumes of the manga. I thought sales would have increased thanks to the episode Nagi movie that came out this year in Japan, but that was not the case. It may see an increase in sales next year thanks to season 2 of the anime, but we'll have to wait and see. Number 4 is The Apothecary Diaries with 4.7 million copies sold. The Apothecary Diaries saw a huge boost in sales last year, even though the anime only started in October, and now that hype is carrying over into this year. And season 2 of the anime is going to start in January 2025, so it may stay in the top 10 next year. Number 3 is Frieren Beyond Journey's End with 4.9 million copies sold. Frieren, like Apothecary Diaries, is building off the hype for its TV anime, and it sold very well this year despite the manga being on hiatus for quite a while. If the manga was not on hiatus this year, it might have been closer to number 2. Number 2 is One Piece with 5.2 million copies sold. One Piece is still the juggernaut in Japan and continues to be in the top 10 of manga sales every single year along with Kingdom. Despite One Piece not releasing as many new volumes every year, it will continue to be in the top 10 of manga sales because Japan loves One Piece. And number 1 is Jujutsu Kaisen with 7.6 million copies sold. The Jujutsu Kaisen manga ended this year. As the manga ended, the series rose back to being the best-selling manga in Japan. There may have been a boost thanks to season 2 of the anime ending late last year, but regardless, it is deserving of its number 1 spot. In terms of predicting what will be in the top 10 next year, a couple of these will not make the list next year. The 2 obvious ones are going to be Haikyuu, since manga already ended and the hype will die down a bit, and My Hero Academia, since there's only 1 volume going to be released next year, and it's very unlikely a lot of people will buy old volumes. And I also think that Kaiju number 8 and Spy Family will not make the top 10 next year. That's because there may not be as much of a hype around those 2 series. That's because they don't have a new season of anime yet. And there's a couple of series that I think will reach the top 10 next year. In terms of series I think will be back next year, Kingdom and One Piece, since they never missed the top 10 list. Blue Lock, since season 2 of the anime will have ended and a lot of people may want to pick up the manga. The Apothecary Diaries, since season 2 of the anime will be airing. And Frieren Beyond Journey End because the manga is no longer going to be on hiatus, so new volumes will be released. And I also think JJK will be in the top 10 next year, even though the manga is ending. That is because the last 2 volumes have not been released in Japan yet, and I honestly believe they will both sell very well and easily carry it into the top 10. In terms of series that I think will reach the top 10 next year, the 2 series I think will make the top 10 is Dandadan, thanks to the TV anime bringing a lot of hype to the series, and Sakamoto Days because the TV anime is airing next year, as well as the fact that Shonen Jump has slowly been pushing the series more. Anyways, that is it from me. I've been D-Man, and I'll see you when I see you.